And even as we've increased energy production, we partnered with businesses. Builders, and local communities to reduce the energy we consume. When we rescued our automakers, for example. We worked with them to set higher fuel efficiency standards for our cars. In the coming months, I'll build on that success by setting new standards for our trucks. So we can keep driving down oil imports and what we pay at the pump. Taken together, our energy policy is creating jobs and leading to a cleaner, safer planet. Over the past 8 years, the United States has reduced our total carbon pollution more than any other nation on Earth. But we have to act with more urgency because a changing climate is already harming. Western communities struggling with drought, and coastal cities dealing with floods. That's why I directed my administration to work with states, utilities, and others to set new standards on the amount of carbon pollution our power plants are allowed to dump into the air. The shift to a cleaner energy economy won't happen overnight. And it will require tough choices along the way. But the debate is settled. Climate change is a fact. And when our children's children look us in the eye and ask if we did all we could to leave them a safer, more stable world, with new sources of energy, I want us to be able to say yes, we did. Finally, if we are serious about economic growth, it is time to heed the call of business leaders. Labor leaders, faith leaders, and law enforcement, and fix our broken immigration system. Republicans and Democrats in the Senate have acted. I know that members of both parties in the House want to do the same. Independent economists say immigration reform will grow our economy. And shrink our deficits by almost $1 trillion in the next 2 decades. And for good reason, when people come here to fulfill their dreams, to study, invent. And contribute to our culture, they make our country a more attractive place for businesses to locate and create jobs for everyone. So let's get immigration reform done this year. The ideas I've outlined so far can speed up growth and create more jobs. But in this rapidly changing economy, we have to make sure that every American has the skills to fill those jobs. The good news is, we know how to do it. Two years ago, as the auto industry came roaring back, Andra Rush opened up a manufacturing firm in Detroit. She knew that Ford needed parts for the best-selling truck in America. And she knew how to make them. She just needed the workforce. So she dialed up what we call an American Job Center places. Where folks can walk in to get the help or training they need to find a new job. Or better job. She was flooded with new workers. And today, Detroit Manufacturing Systems has more than 700 employees. What Andra and her employees experienced is how it should be for every employer and every job seeker. So tonight, I've asked Vice President Biden to lead an across-the-board reform of America's training programs to make sure they have one mission: train Americans with the skills employers need. and match them to good jobs that need to be filled right now. That means more on-the-job training. And more apprenticeships that set a young worker on an upward trajectory for life. It means connecting companies to community colleges that can help design training to fill their specific needs. And if Congress wants to help, you can concentrate funding on proven programs. That connect more ready-to-work Americans with ready-to-be-filled jobs. I'm also convinced we can help Americans return to the workforce faster by reforming unemployment insurance so that it's more effective in today's economy. But first, this Congress needs to restore the unemployment insurance you just let expire for 1.6 million people. Let me tell you why. Misty Demers is a mother of 2 young boys. She'd been steadily employed since she was a teenager. She put herself through college. She'd never collected unemployment benefits. In May, she and her husband used their life savings to buy their first home. A week later, budget cuts claimed the job she loved. Last month, when their unemployment insurance was cut off, she sat down and wrote me a letter, the kind I get every day. "We are the face of the unemployment crisis," she wrote. "I am not dependent on the government, our country depends on people like us who build careers. Contribute to society, care about our neighbors. I am confident that in time I will find a job, I will pay my taxes." and we will raise our children in their own home in the community we love. Please give us this chance. Congress, give these hard-working, responsible Americans that chance. They need our help, but more important, this country needs them in the game. That's why I've been asking CEOs to give more long-term unemployed workers a fair shot at that new job and new chance to support their families. This week, many will come to the White House to make that commitment real. Tonight, I ask every business leader in America to join us and to do. The same, because we are stronger when America fields a full team. Of course, it's not enough to train today's workforce. We also have to prepare tomorrow's workforce, by guaranteeing every child access to a world-class education. Esteban Rodriguez couldn't speak a word of English when he moved to New York City at age 9. But last month, thanks to the support of great teachers and an innovative tutoring program, he led a march of his classmates through a crowd of cheering parents and neighbors. From their high school to the post office, where they mailed off their college applications. And this son of a factory worker just found out he's going to college this fall. "5 years ago, we set out to change the odds for all our kids. We worked with lenders to reform student loans, and today, more young people are earning college degrees than ever before. Race to the top, with the help of governors from both parties. Has helped states raise expectations and performance. Teachers and principals in schools from Tennessee to Washington. DC are making big strides in preparing students with skills for the new economy. Problem solving, critical thinking, science, technology, engineering, and math. Some of this change is hard. It requires everything from more challenging curriculums and more. Demanding parents to better support for teachers and new ways to measure how well our kids think. Not how well they can fill in a bubble on a test. But it's worth it and it's working. The problem is we're still not reaching enough kids, and we're not reaching them in time. That has to change. Research shows that one of the best investments we can make in a child's life is high-quality early education. Last year, I asked this Congress to help states make high-quality pre-K available to every 4-year-old. As a parent as well as a president, I repeat that request tonight. But in the meantime, 30 states have raised pre-K funding on their own. They know we can't. Wait. So just as we worked with states to reform our schools, this year, we'll invest in new partnerships with states and communities across the country in a race to the top for our youngest children. And as Congress decides what it's going to do, I'm going to pull together a coalition of elected officials. Business leaders, and philanthropists willing to help more kids access the high-quality pre-K they need. Last year, I also pledged to connect 99% of our students to high-speed broadband over the next 4 years. Tonight, I can announce that with the support of the FCC and companies like Apple, Microsoft, Sprint, and Verizon, we've got a down payment to start connecting more than 15,000 schools. And 20 million students over the next 2 years, without adding a dime to the deficit. We're working to redesign high schools and partner them with colleges and employers that offer the real-world education and hands-on training that can lead directly to a job and career. We're shaking up our system of higher education to give parents more information. And colleges more incentives to offer better value, so that no middle-class kid is priced out of a college education. We're offering millions the opportunity to cap their monthly student loan. Payments to 10% of their income. And I want to work with Congress to see how we can help even more Americans who feel trapped by student loan debt. And I'm reaching out to some of America's leading foundations and corporations on a new initiative. To help more young men of color facing tough odds stay on track and reach their full potential. The bottom line is, Michelle and I want every child to have the same chance this country gave us. But we know our opportunity agenda won't be complete and too many young people entering the workforce today will see the American dream as an empty promise unless we do more to make sure our economy honors the dignity of work, and hard work pays off for every single American. Today, women make up about half our workforce. But they still make 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. That is wrong, and in 2014, it's an embarrassment. A woman deserves equal pay for equal work. She deserves to have a baby without sacrificing her job. A mother deserves a day off to care for a sick child or sick parent. Without running into hardship, and you know what, a father does, too. It's time to do away with workplace policies that belong in a Mad Men episode. This year, let's all come together. Congress, the White House, and businesses from Wall Street to Main Street to give every woman the opportunity she deserves. Because I firmly believe when women succeed, America succeeds.